angle in the first. Watch out.
Look at this.
Upton pops it up. Left side, Elvis Andrus is backpedaling. He is under it. He puts it away. The Texas Rangers have won a postseason series.
The Texas Rangers are American League champions. One swing. It's tied! Gonna see it. That's him still. He's at the wall, and the legend throws! It's the Texas Rangers win the World Series!
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Ride on Rangers Live, coming at you in the bottom of the seventh inning. A little early today. We are going to ride the rest of this one out with you guys. We've got 6 outs to make something happen here. Hopefully Cole Winn able to get us out of this little jam that Tyler Alexander created. In a 3-2 count right now with Cam Smith. What a game it's been. What a game it's been. You've got a pretty typical, at least for this series and for this week of baseball, a pretty typical start for Texas. Go down a bit early. Offense getting perfect gamed for, the better part of 3 or 4 innings. And then finally, you had a few scrape across. Brandon Nimmo comes through with a big home run. Wow. The arm, Wyatt, man, the arm is so bad. How do you not gun him down there? I don't think he'd even touched third base yet. The arm is so bad. Wyatt, I love you, brother. The arm is so bad. Oh. Not good. We do have, we have a lot of things that we do well out in the outfield. Wyatt's a great route runner. Wyatt gets great jumps out there. You guys have heard me talk about that a number of different times. Our outfield is absolutely terrible at throwing the baseball. Terrible. Rangers are down 4-3 now going into the bottom of the 7th inning. Not really on Cole Winn. Gad, not really on Cole Winn, right? Think back. First of all, that's soft contact. Second of all, you had Tyler Alexander coming in and pretty much getting rocked. Tyler Alexander's got to be the guy. Cole Winn, look, that's a soft contact hit. That's not squared up. Yeah, I know Cole Winn's an easy target here, but I'm with you. At minimum, that should have been a close play. It was nowhere close. Oh. I'm still thinking about that throw. I'm still thinking about that toss from Wyatt. I just don't know how it can be so bad. Oh. Let's finish it out. 3-1 count, Allen up. Look, Winn has got the bottom of the order here. Like, at some point, man, you've got to figure it out. We got the bottom of the order right now. Come on. Cole's going to walk Allen here. Bases loaded. Just can't do this, man. You cannot do this. You can't walk people, man, in this spot. Collier, some of the other dudes, Teodo, I get it. Cole Winn, come on, baby. You're a 2018 guy, man. You got drafted almost a decade ago. We can't be doing this. We cannot be doing this. It's tough. Like, who do you go to, right? Who do you go to? You go to Peyton Gray. I mean, like, who do you go to here? I'm not even going to lie to you guys. Like, as I sit here and as I think about the possible options, I mean, look, yeah, you got Peoples warming up. Like, who do you go to here? Like, legitimately, to the point where you feel like you have a true advantage over Cole Winn. I mean, I think there's a number of guys like, I'd prefer Peoples throw. There's a number of like preferences. Is there anybody really in the pen right now beyond Jacob Latz who you're like, let's go to him? It's much better chance. Peyton Gray would maybe be the other guy for me, but didn't he just throw like yesterday? Yeah, he just threw yesterday. He threw against Tampa Bay 2 innings. Maybe they're worried about overuse for him. But man, Silseth, I know, just pitched, so I would have probably thought Silseth, but maybe they're trying to hold him for the 8th. I'm sorry, Latzy's got to be 2 innings today. If that's the strategy, like, hey, let's save Silseth for the 8th. If that's the strategy, totally disagree. Latzy's got to be 2 innings today. And now that they're losing, I don't know what you do. Part of me thinks you go ahead and throw him anyways, just to keep the game right here. Oh, Cole Winn just breaking down mentally right now. Cole Winn just breaking down mentally. I mean, look, that was going to score a run anyways, but what a mental breakdown there. Total mental breakdown there from Cole Winn. Really unfortunate. It's going to score a run. A run's being scored in that spot, but that is a total breakdown from Cole. Look, go ahead and bring in Peoples. Go ahead and bring in Peoples right now. There's no reason to keep Cole in the ball game. He's not there right now mentally. They're going to keep him in. They're going to keep him in the game. I don't get this move at all. Bring in Peoples, babe. I know it's not a good spot for him. Bases loaded. I know it's not a great spot for him. If Peña goes extra base hit or home run here, criminal from the Rangers. Criminal. We got 1-1 count right now. Cole Winn still in the ball game. Just gave up very weak contact. Look, he's not getting super hard hit. I'll knock on wood for him. Not getting super hard hit. But it's not looking so hot right now for the Rangers' former first-round pick. Man, that throw by Wyatt Langford was so bad. I can't stop thinking about it. It was such a bad throw. I thought there's no way they're sending him. There is no way they're sending him. They really don't respect Wyatt at all out there in the arm. I thought that was a totally disrespectful send. Cole Winn's going to get a strikeout here. Good for him. Peña goes down hacking. Yordan Alvarez up. Begin. Let's take it back to the decision to put Cole Winn in the ball game. What do? I don't know that there's a lot of better options. Silseth might be up there. If it's me in a tie game, I need 1 inning. I need the 7th inning, and I'm giving the ball to Jacob Latz for the 8th and the 9th. I don't think there's any other pathway. Look, on the live, I say this all the time. It's hard to react in the moment on the live, but wouldn't the plan that made the most sense be Silseth in the 7th, Latz 8th, 9th? And you know what? If Silseth gives up the lead in that spot, I think you live with it, right? And then maybe you do go a different direction with Latzy. But I would think the very obvious plan would have been you throw Silseth in the 7th, and then you go ahead and you put Latzy in 8-9 tie game. Yeah, real glad we've got Jake Latz healthy. I can't tell you how many comments when I was going off about the Thursday game. You guys know. I mean, look, I went off on that one. The Thursday decision not to pitch Lats. You don't know how many Rangers fans in my comments, we're going to need him this weekend. He hasn't even thrown a pitch. He might not even throw a pitch in this series. But yeah, we totally needed him for this weekend. Come on, baby. That's why you don't punt games. I know some of you guys are already talking about that, already bringing it up. That's why you don't punt a game on Thursday. You know what? If you don't have the bullets against the Astros, so be it. But Jacob Latz not pitching in that Thursday game against Tampa Bay, totally useless right now. Totally useless. Andrew makes another good point, which I actually wanted to get to as well. I know we got the game back on, but I think there's a very strong argument. Yordan coming up in that moment. Why not put Latz in against Yordan and see if Latz can get a big out there and get the game to the 8th inning? I mean, look, the argument is probably it's 5-3 already, so or 4-3, whatever it is. They're a little bit too picky choosy sometimes, I think, with when to use Latz and when they should not use him. And I think you're seeing a perfect example of why, when you play the 5D chess game with the closers and with your high-end relievers, well, we're not going to use them today. We're going to save them up for the weekend. Nothing's guaranteed, man. Absolutely nothing is guaranteed. Again, so many Rangers fans hitting me back. Oh, man, we're going to need Latz for Houston. No. You didn't need Latz for Houston. You needed Latz against Tampa Bay in a winnable game. And you decided to punt. And now look where you're at. Maybe selling, maybe totally punting on the season. Punting on the season instead of just punting the Thursday game to line everybody up for the Astros. Looks like we're going to get out of this one. And we're a grand slam away, Rangers fans. A grand slam away, baby. Here we go. Hey, that umpire, man, the home plate umpire, who is it? I gotta look this up real quick. I mean, totally looked like he was baiting Skip on that one, agree? Totally looked like the home plate umpire just baiting Skip. Todd Tischner. I mean, that looked like clear baiting, man. Just clear baiting. By the time Skip got thrown out, they needed the fire. It's unfortunate, though. Kind of goes just like you think it would. Skip gets fired up. You think the team is going to get ignited, and instead, Cole Winn happens. Tyler Alexander happens. Look, really, I think Tyler, unfortunately, he's been really, really good this year. He's definitely punching above his weight class in 2026. Tyler Alexander is. But, I mean, look, this is probably the moment, right? He comes in and gives up the double immediately, gives up the walk immediately. I mean, look, I know Cole Winn is not your best option there. Tyler Alexander, you would have loved for him to have finished that 7th inning without issue. And he probably is one of your top guys. It's probably Latz. It's probably at this point Alexander, and then Soseth. Gaming Eagle, what's good? Thank you so much. Appreciate the gift, man. Not needed, much appreciated. Refuse to believe Skip wasn't intentionally throwing the series. Can't be this much of an idiot in his own usage. Inexcusable decisions. Well, I would think that Skip, before he left the game, did make the moves or did at least go through the planning strategy a little bit with Ureta. And I would really be surprised if they didn't have that locked down, even with CY before the game, how they wanted to map out the late innings today. I always tell you guys, I mean, it's just well documented. It's a collective effort, man. CY is talking about lineups, and Fenstermaker, all those guys have their hand in the cookie jar with the lineups and the pitching matchups every day. every day. And so, look, I definitely think it's on Skip, but it's on the upper management, man. Upper management has made it a point to get really involved with lineups and pitching matchups. And so I know Skip is going to take a lot of crap for maybe how he managed or how he tried to set up, tried to manage the late innings here with the arms. You know, this is not just a Skip decision, man. It's not just a Skip decision. It's a collective effort. Justin Foscue trying to get just his 4th hit in the last 21 days here. He is in a 2-2 count. Facing a lefty. King is on the mound. Foscue on the year, 258 average. OPS is just a little south of 800. Again, since the All-Star break, he's definitely dipped a little bit. Had a great first half once he really got into the mix with the DH spot against lefty starters. It's been pretty bad since. Luke says the mojo's gone with Seager. I do think it's just bad timing. I don't know if I can really nail that one down if I'm just being totally genuine here, not just throwing stuff out there. But I did post the other day, Foscue's going to meekly ground out here. I know that people are going to think I'm reactive on this, but I'm kind of done with the Foscue experience. I'm not saying we need to, DFA the guy, kick him to the curb, but can we find a trade partner? I'm just not seeing the long-term benefit of Justin Foscue. Would love to be wrong, but I'm ready to be done with the dueling DHs, man. Just get what you can for both of them. I mean, honestly, Jock included, but I've been on that train for a while now. Yeah, it's just really too bad. It's too bad. Only thing about losing 5 straight heading into the deadline should be a no-brainer what they should do. I don't know about that. Somebody said, well, Boston, let's go Cowboys. The Cowboys content will be ticking up a little bit. I always tell you guys, I know not everybody who's a Rangers fan is a Cowboys fan, and not everybody who's a baseball fan is a football fan, but we do cover other sports here on the show. Cowboys, Mavericks, college football, we get in the mix. I cover the Longhorns. If you're not a big fan of any of those teams, come by and do some trolling. It's all good. We'll have some fun. It is getting pretty close to saying it's football season. It's getting pretty close to that. Rangers have an opportunity. 5 more outs. Feels like 5 more outs for the season, doesn't it? My goodness. Really felt like the Rangers with that Nimmo home run were cooking with gas. I don't know about you guys. I really felt like when Nimmo hit that bomb, we're going to see some clutch here. And then Tyler Alexander totally soiled the bed. Cole Wynn's going to get a ton of the crap. The more I stew on this, man, it's Tyler Alexander who you really got to be pissed off at. I mean, Cole Wynn's not choosing to come into the game there. I mean, he didn't pitch well, but Tyler Alexander, right after an emotional big home run, not only does he give up a double, but he hits a left-handed batter. What are we doing? I find myself more frustrated with Tyler Alexander than I do Cole Winn. Cole's kind of the easy scapegoat, the easy target. And yeah, I mean, he hasn't been great. He hasn't been great all year. He's definitely had a poor season. But I'll say this. Tyler Alexander is supposed to pitch that 7th inning and do a job. And he didn't get it done today. I just don't know how you can really lock in on Cole Winn without getting really frustrated with Tyler coming in and, again, giving up hard contact and then hitting a left-handed batter. Yeah, I mean, look, I would say this. Go at Alexander before you go at Cole Winn. Not saying you can't go at both, but go at Alexander first, man. Like that is bad, dude. Nimmo just bombed you back into a tie ball game, and then you give up an immediate hard contact. All right. We got Wyatt on first base, by the way. Christian Walker not able to pick one. I mean, look, Nimmo came through. Nimmo's off my list. We got to have some of these star players deciding this isn't going to end this way. This ain't going to end this way. Give me a double in the gap. Give me a homer. Give me something, Corey. Come on, baby. And unfortunately, Corey is going to swing at ball 4 here on a fastball off the plate. Not a great decision. 3-2 count. Langford, I know, had the home run yesterday, but today 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. I know he walked one time. And Corey's going to strike out swinging. Just not acceptable. I know a lot of people are going to give Corey a pass, I'm sure, because he's coming back from injury. They're hitting him in the 3-hole. I have 0 passes to give for Corey Seager. You're hitting him in the 3-hole. If he's that bad that we need to handicap him that much to the point where he's not responsible for getting any big hits for us with the season on the line, why is he hitting 3rd? Nimmo's like the only one that showed up to play today, man, in that top 4. I'm sorry, Wyatt, he's on 2nd right now. The little dribbler, I mean, the little league throw from left field. I'm sorry, that's a terrible throw. You cannot tell me that's the best Wyatt Langford can throw it on that ball that gets hit out to him, that ground ball that gives the Astros the 4-3 lead. Come on now. Like, Nimmo is the only one that showed up today. Really sad. I mean, your top hitters, I'm not talking about the bottom of the order. I know Jake Berger has 2 hits. I know Duran had a nice hit. Carter had a nice hit, although got thrown out stupidly. But I'm not talking about the middle to bottom of the order. I'm talking about the top 4. I'm talking about Jock. I'm talking about Langford. I'm talking about Seager. I'm talking about Nimmo. And like I said, Nimmo is officially off my list. Nimmo came to play today. Humongous, clutch, solo shot in the top of the 7th. Yeah, Nimmo's off the list. Nimmo's been on base 3 times today. Dude's the only one in the top 4 that decided, man, I don't want to go out this way. I don't want to see a big sale. Seager really, I mean, look, Seager has had a couple of different chances and just hasn't come through today. And really in this series. I know he's had some hits here and there, like somebody was pointing out, man, Seager's had 3 hits in this series. Who cares? Who cares? What have you done when the game is on the line, when the moment is biggest? What have you done? And Seager, Langford, I know, had the early home run the other day. I mean, just this top 3, Jock, Langford, Seager, just has not really shown up in this series. I'm sorry. I'm not just cherry picking the box score here. I know there's going to be some people that do that. Oh, he got a walk. He got on base. That's not what we're talking about. I hope that we're all on the same page here. We're talking about legitimate difference-making ABs, and we're not getting those from our best hitters in the biggest series of the year. Alejandro Osuna can hit a single and get on base. These guys are supposed to be difference makers, and they're not being difference makers in the biggest game of the year, biggest series of the year. Jock, meaningless home run on Friday night. Meaningless home run. I mean, I don't care. Like, I know somebody's going to say, Jock hit a home run this series. He had a base hit yesterday. Don't care. The Jock's base hit yesterday was the excuse me check swing. It's just so frustrating. Berger with the shot, though, man. One swing of the bat, Berger could make this a real interesting ball game. Swing and a miss, man. Berg can just not lay off that off-speed sweeper pitch on the outside corner, man. He has a tough time laying off, baby. Berg having a nice day. I'll give him that. He's having a nice day today. Fouls off a 98-mile-an-hour pitch up at the top of the zone. Look, Berger, I'll give him credit. He has definitely showed up today as well. This is a big spot for him, though. This is what we're talking about. I mean, we'll go back and, oh, yeah, he had 2 hits, but this is his biggest AB. What are you going to do? Here's the pitch coming in. He's going to take ball 2 way above the zone, 98-mile-an-hour pitch from Blue Ball. So Justin Veely got ejected as well. So Veely got ejected before the Skip Schumacher ejection. A couple of the beat writers talking about this. And Berger's going to go down swinging here, sadly. Change up, and Berger has got nothing. So, look, this is what we're talking about. And look, I put way more blame on Jock, Langford, Seager today for just not showing up. They have no hits today. There's no way you're going to convince me that those dudes, it's not their fault, man. You had your best 3 hitters putting up a big fat 0 today. Putting up a big fat 0 today. So Jake Berger not coming through there obviously sucks. Obviously his biggest AB of the night, and that's how it goes. But I can't put Jake Berger up there with all the rest of those dudes. Langford, I know he's not getting paid the big bucks at this point, but clearly a guy that we've hyped up like crazy, a guy that is up at the top of the order for a reason, and Wyatt Langford not showing up today. It's just frustrating. It's not just Wyatt's fault. It's not just one person. And I think that in a weird way makes you feel maybe even a little bit better. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me in my twisted mind, but like it's just like a collection of guys. It's not just like, oh, man, we would have won the World Series if Corey Seager just was his normal self. It's like, nah, we didn't have a lot of dudes right. we don't have a lot of guys right, man. And so in a way, for me, it makes it a little bit easier. Makes it just like a little bit easier. It still sucks. I'm not trying to say I feel great right now. Don't get it wrong. But when this many dudes don't show up, Evaldi, DeGrom, Jock, Seager, Langford, Nimmo up until today, right? Nimmo definitely showed up today. I don't think you can hold that against him at all. Nimmo, he hasn't been bad, hasn't been elite this year, but he's definitely been better than what we had last year. I think that's what I would say collectively about Brandon Nimmo. Wyatt Langford, his last 7 games, hitting 138, right? 138 with a 504 OPS. That's Wyatt Langford last 7 games. So, look, arguably, with the season on the line, that's what Wyatt Langford gave you last 7 games. Jock Peterson, season on the line, a little bit better for sure. Definitely better from Jock, although in a smaller sample size. I don't think, though, unfortunately, Jock can get off the hook either. Last 2 days is what it is. How many times have Rangers hitters struck out in the last 6 games? A lot. Feels like a lot. Today, it definitely feels like a lot. We're at 13 strikeouts today. I'm not sure what it was yesterday. We'll look it up real quick and see. Not 100% sure what it was yesterday. 13 times today, and yesterday it was 10. So 23 strikeouts in the last 2 days. 23 strikeouts, man. That is brutal. Oh, that's brutal. What a letdown from our aces and stars. Garrett, agree with you wholeheartedly. I know there's always going to be people that kind of defend certain players, but all I care about, man, is, this series. What did you do in this series? I know it's hard. Baseball's a tough sport, but, again, in this series, Jock had the home run, had a couple of walks, but, you went 0 for 3 today with 2 Ks. Jock 1 for 3 the other day with the excuse me bunt. So last 2 days, 1 for 6 with an excuse me bunt single. Corey Seager after a nice game 1. Hadn't done a ton today. 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. Yesterday, he went 1 for 3 with a walk. I'm sorry, man. It's just not good enough. Osuna goes 1 for 3 with a walk, man. Right? That's my perspective. Osuna can go 1 for 3 with the walk. Like, some of these dudes, we're paying you the big bucks to hit the ball to the gap, to hit the ball out of the ballpark, not be a singles and walks guy. Brandon Nimmo, props to him. Right now, Trammell up to bat. Trammell was hit in the 7th inning, which is really what led to a lot of trouble for the Rangers. Tyler Alexander, totally soil in the bed in that 7th inning, unfortunately. Corey's going to get a little double play ball here. And we have 2 down, 162 in Arlington. What's good? Good follow, by the way, for all y'all on X. Good follow. I would say, yeah, Silseth would have probably been my choice. I think Alexander was fine coming in. That made sense to me, especially, you had Trammell coming up. Christian Walker's going to be tough for Alexander, but you had Trammell coming up. You had Jose Altuve coming up. You had the bottom of the order, right? I probably go Silseth, but I don't know what his status was coming into the game today. It may have been that they had a plan. He was going to pitch yesterday and get a day off. Who knows? That would be an interesting question. If everything's the same, yes, I'm probably going Silseth. Altuve is going to fire one off of the Crawford boxes. It's going to be just a long single here. So Peoples allows Altuve to get aboard. Bottom of the 8th, 2 down. Yeah, I think Silseth would have definitely been a good choice. Absolutely. And I think after that, you get really creative if it's a tie game. Like, if Latz has to go 8 and 9 today, you go Latz 8 and 9 today. It really is a shame that they are not even going to be able to use Jacob Latz in this series, barring some kind of epic 9th inning comeback. That was the big thing that we all got pitched, man. Evo's lined up. Jacob Latz is fresh and lined up. Not even going to get to use Latz in this entire series. Oof. Alstrom should pitch more. Wouldn't be opposed to that at all. Here's the pitch, and line drive center field. Evan Carter's there, and the Rangers have 3 outs left in this one to get something going. Let's load the bases and make it fun. Come on now. We got Carter, Duran, and Austin Wins to start the comeback. Let's go, baby. Carter, Duran, and Austin Wins. Nicky Knox would follow for the Grand Slam game-tying home run. We're just manifesting right now, by the way. That's what we're doing. We're manifesting. Could you be seeing a sale within the next 24? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Rangers are selling off some people. I don't know what I'm going to do, by the way. Like, if it's a big player, I might do some emergency pods. So if you happen to be hanging out, I'll try to do something like that. Small namers, I'm not sure. And tomorrow during the day, I'll definitely be doing some things for work. So if something happens tonight, I'll definitely probably be able to hop on in all likelihood. But we'll see about tomorrow. Tomorrow, I looked at my work schedule a little bit, and it's a little bit busy. We'll definitely be good tomorrow night. We'll be doing our normal show tomorrow night. I may just have to save everything for tomorrow night. I know I said maybe we do a deadline show. Hey, 162 in Arlington. If you're still hanging out, do a deadline show, man. That would be awesome. I would love to do it. Like I said, I just have a few things going on. I definitely will be good to go for tomorrow night. Rangers, by the way, I know we're all focused on other things, but tomorrow you got Texas opening up a 3-game series with the Giants, and they're going to be on Monday Night Baseball tomorrow night too. How about that? We get to showcase the Rangers on Monday Night Baseball tomorrow. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That should be fun. That should be fun. Realistically, who are you trading? I think you're definitely trading Jock Peterson. You're definitely trading Jock Peterson. 100%. That should be a no-brainer. No-brainer. If Jock is still on this team after the deadline, that is a severe miscalculation. First of all, if you're going to make the playoffs, it's not going to be Jock dependent. He's a part-time player. You're not going to make or break your playoff chances. Evan Carter pop up here, 1 out. Come on, at least give us something here. Don't go this quietly. Come on, boys. All right, we got Duran and we got Austin Wynns as the final hope. Evan Carter, 1 for 3 on the day. He definitely ran himself into an out. Not very good base running by Carter. Definitely a big hit, and the bat definitely looks better. But, yeah, it would be 7-4 right now if Evan Carter doesn't run into that out. So I can't say that's a make-or-break moment in the game, but not good. You'd like to see how the rest of the game would have played out. Zach, I'm with you, brother. Will CY get fired? I don't think so. My guess is he'll get a rebuild, unfortunately, for those of you that really don't like Chris Young. Zeke is going to foul out here in foul territory. Rangers down to their final out. Yeah, I don't think CY's job is in jeopardy. I think he'll get a shot at a rebuild just like Daniels got. You remember Daniels, of course, what took over in the 2000s and then built up the World Series team with Nolan Ryan obviously helping out as well. That you had a rebuild after the 2016 year, and Daniels was able to build back up a World Series team. So I do think that you are going to see CY stick around for the possibility of a rebuild here. Look, make no mistake, we've talked about this. You're going to rebuild at some point in the next 2 years. The only way you don't rebuild is if Wyatt Langford becomes, a light version of Barry Bonds. And Walcott comes up and, he looks like prime rookie mode Chris Bryant. Like that's the only way you're not rebuilding. It's the only way. I don't think they've said this at all, by the way. I mean, unless you got the direct line to Chris Young, man. They haven't said this at all. In fact, Evan Grant just reported earlier this morning that the Rangers are active listeners right now. Like, I don't know. And, I mean, look, commenting over and over that they're not going to sell, it does no good either, right? Like, Evan Grant just reporting, by the way, that the Rangers are actively listening to anyone that's calling. But they're not going to make a move unless they're blown away or they feel like they're getting good value. By the way, game over. Austin Wynns grounds out. Rangers get swept by Houston. Painful. Glad it happened in the 7th inning. Didn't get our heart ripped out in the 9th. Had a couple of innings to process, especially when the Rangers made it a 4-game lead with the poor pitching today. Yeah, I mean, I do think, Jeremy, what's good, man? I do think that you sell Jock. I don't think there's any reason you stick with Jock Peterson at this point. You should be on the phone immediately after this game, seeing what you can get from an NL competitor for Jock. I can think of a couple of different teams that I think could probably use his services. I don't think it's like every single contender in the NL. There's a number of teams I think that could use Jock Peterson. I'd prefer not to trade him in the AL. And, maybe this is just the optimist in me, but I just don't want to see Jock. If we do happen to catch fire, which I know is a big if, but if we do happen to catch fire, I really do not want to run into Jock Peterson and have him be the dream crusher I trade him to the NL and let him duke it out with the Dodgers and all those teams, man. No reason Jock should be on the team, though, after the deadline tomorrow. You failed. You failed if you keep Jock on the roster. There's no reason to keep him. This isn't a great team right now. This is a losing ball club, 55 and 57. I know there's probably a few accounts that are going to be telling you that, everything is fine. Everything's fine. They're only a couple games out. Everything's fine. Why is everybody being so negative? Everything's great. We just got swept by the Astros. Everything's hunky-dory, baby. Only a couple games out. Come on now. Why would we sell? What? Delusional. That's the only word that comes to mind. Like, you don't have to do a fire sale. I think you should listen to other teams that are interested in your players. I said it yesterday. I posted about this yesterday. So the Scooble deal goes down, right? And I don't even really care, if I'm being honest with you. I don't even care that the Dodgers got Scooble. I mean, what's new, right? The overreactions, I don't like it. I want to be clear about this. I don't like that the Dodgers are like the spoils of riches team, but it's just typical. I'm not going to get fired up about something that I totally expected to happen this entire season, but let me bring it full circle to the Rangers. Scooble just got traded. I would imagine that a lot of GMs are now calling Chris Young about Jacob deGrom and Nathan Eovaldi. And don't laugh, because I know that they didn't have a good weekend. And I know some Rangers fans are very down on those two. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. There are teams calling about deGrom and Eovaldi, especially after this loss. Especially after the L that they just took today, getting swept. I am sure the moment that third out was recorded and Austin Wynns grounded out, you've got some opposing GMs about to dial Chris Young's number. What are you willing to accept for deGrom? What are you willing to accept for Nathan Eovaldi? Now, let's be clear. No trade clauses. You got some issues there. You'd have to talk this one through with Eovaldi and deGrom. So it's not completely in CY's hands. That is something that fans need to understand. If Eovaldi and deGrom don't get traded, unless it becomes public, which is tough with this team. This team does not always make things public, right? So I don't know if we'll actually be privy to, hey, did deGrom not want to go anywhere? Did Eovaldi not want to go anywhere? If deGrom and Evo don't want to get traded, they don't have to get traded. And so it's not all going to be CY's fault per se if those guys are still in a Rangers uniform. I don't think, by the way, that trading them is a must, but I do think that you listen, and if somebody's overpaying, you strongly consider making a deal. I just don't have enough confidence that those guys are going to come back next year and dominate. It would be kind of a different story if you really felt like deGrom and Eovaldi are still pitching at a super high level and next year is going to be different. I just don't get a big feeling that next year is going to be super different with deGrom and Eovaldi. Like, could I see sub-4 ERA for both of them? Yeah, definitely. Let me backtrack. Could I see a sub-4 ERA for both of them? Yes, definitely. Sub-3 ERA? Probably not. Probably not. And so for me, I am listening to both of those players. And if either one of them wants to go play for a competitor on the back nine of their career, sure. deGrom is going to be a tough one. Cholo Panda, thank you for the gifts. I really appreciate it. Like, deGrom's going to be the tough one because of how much money he makes. I don't know if there's a lot of teams that are going to want to take on deGrom's salary. And Eovaldi's getting a pretty penny as well. I mean, Eovaldi is getting paid well too. And you got next year, a strike year. I don't know how many people are going to want to take on straight up contract. And so what does that mean? You may have to settle for lesser prospects so the team is willing to eat more of the contract. DeGrom's only going to be 38 next year, and Evo, he'll be 39. They should carry. Junior Broncos, that's freaking awesome, man. Good stuff. Yeah, I would say if Jake and Nate really had pitched consistently this year and the offense and the rest of the team around them had kind of crapped the bed, I'd feel different. Appreciate the gift, by the way, Jonathan. Thank you so much, man. Not needed, much appreciated, guys. If Evo and DeGrom were stellar or above average this season, and again, the rest of the team was just soiling the bed around them, I'd feel different. Like, you know what? No, keep them and reload. The fact that in the biggest series of the year, both of them were the ones soiling the bed, I'm like, I could probably deal with a trade. Really could. Cripple King. Yeah, Nolan Ryan pitched till he was 44. They should be fine. They should be fine. Joey, thanks for the follow too, man. Thank you for the follow. I do think, let's really bring this full circle. I do think there are some teams calling about DeGrom and Eovaldi. We'll see if DeGrom and Eovaldi actually want to get traded. They do have no trade clauses. That, to me, is going to be the more significant question here. 5 games ago, John, what's good, man? 5 games ago, we were 2 games over 500. Now we're 2 below. We've got to get some younger players. Yeah, got to get younger, got to get more athletic, got to get more durable. Got to get more durable. Have to get less injury prone and more durable. Who's calling for Seager? Sugi, I'm not sure who's calling for Seager. I do think, the Red Sox were in the market for a shortstop. Maybe them. I do think you're going to see some interesting transactions over the next 24 hours. I think that you definitely could have Corey Seager dealt for not great prospects as long as they take the salary. I think you could see a team, hey, we'll take Seager in the money, but we're not giving you much good in terms of prospects. And you know what? For the Rangers, that could still be a win. You totally reset. If you can get a team to take on Corey Seager's contract, I think, that's a tempting prospect because the Corey Seager contract is not good. It's not good. Cholo Panda, thank you for all the gifts, man. Appreciate it. New York Yankees breaking are acquiring Luis Garcia from the Nationals, first baseman. Jeff Passan on the report. Leads the National League in slugging and is hitting .283 with 23 homers under club control through the end of 2027. Yankees make a big splash, get one of the best hitters. Ken Rosenthal today reporting that this game could be the difference with the Rangers for buying and selling. And I do agree. I'm looking at some tweets right now. Jamie Newberg, who some of you know, wrote for The Atlantic, D Magazine, now does a lot of independent stuff. I'm a fan, by the way. I know Jamie's not everybody's cup of tea, but neither am I. But Jamie, I think, makes a good point with the Ken Rosenthal article. He says Ken is standing by the article he wrote that this game actually mattered, and he is a great reporter and not one who hunts clicks. I would tend to agree with that. I don't see Rosenthal as a click chaser. I think Rosenthal, if he is going to put it in print, there's something to it. So I do think that you have a situation where this game definitely did have some weight in the minds of the Rangers front office. And here we are. You lose another game. And now you've got a chance to potentially get some value out of certain players. I don't think you do a full fire sale just because this AL is so mediocre. I don't think you do a full fire sale. Like, I really don't. I do think you sell the players that you can get good value for. And I think you have to sell the players that are on expiring contracts. Look, Jacob Junis was still mentioned. Even though Junis is injured, Junis was still mentioned as a guy you trade. So I do think we could see a Junis trade. Trading Junis makes a lot of sense. Tyler Alexander. I could see a Tyler Alexander trade. He's on an expiring contract as well. He's pitched a little bit above his punching class. I think a Tyler Alexander trade could be a potential. Are we going to get crazy prospects for him? Probably not. But anybody on an expiring contract, I feel like you absolutely would consider trading at this point. Energy is off, Jeff says. Team didn't have any hustle for preventative runs, honestly. Yeah, the vibes definitely were off. We do have a chance. We do have a chance to win the division. But I don't think you can at all risk giving up a lot of capital right now and falling flat on your face for the third year in a row. Yes, the division is winnable this year. Also, you just crap the bed in the biggest series of the year. I think it's very logical. You crap the bed in this series. What are you going to do down the stretch? Right? I think you have to ask yourself that question. Like, what are these guys going to do down the stretch in future series? And then it's going to get even more painful. Think about the Merrill Kelly move, right? Think about the Merrill Kelly situation. You went and got Kelly. How painful was it watching him in Houston, right? Last September in Houston, watching Merrill Kelly totally melt down. Yeah, Junior Broncos, yes, that is what I'm saying. I don't think as it stands right now, this is a team that is built to go deep into October. Like, I know, rocket science. This is total rocket science. Do I think we'll sell? Yes, I do. I do think the Rangers will be trading some players. Will it be a fire sale? I can't say that. But I do think the Rangers will be selling some players over the next 24 hours. Jock Peterson feels like priority number one. And then after that, who knows? I think the Rangers will probably look for good value. Maybe they end up keeping certain players. I do think they're going to take calls on DeGrom and Eovaldi. Will DeGrom and Eovaldi waive the no-trade clause? Will you potentially get the value you're looking for out of DeGrom and Eovaldi? Probably not, because they're getting paid a lot of money. I mean, Evaldi's $25 million a year. Like, these are not cheap players, so don't expect any kind of good haul back for DeGrom or Eovaldi. The bottom line is, if you can get out of those contracts, that's the biggest win beyond getting back prospects. So I do think you'll probably get a couple of guys thrown into those mixes, but I think the biggest trade, the biggest goal in the trade, I should say, is going to be salary relief. How can we get away from the DeGrom contract? How can we get away from the Evo contract? How can we get away from the Seager contract? I think that, to me, is probably what you're going to end up seeing. With Jock Peterson, you're probably not going to get a great prospect either. Jock is not owed a lot of money, and it is a half-season rental, but I don't think they're going to get a great prospect for Jock either. But I think you got to get something. You never know. Don't let him walk for nothing. He's having a great year, 850 OPS. Didn't show up when we needed him in this series, but he's having a great year. It definitely is, I mean, for Jock, right? The big Astros comment in the presser is ringing some bells right now, man. Like, hey, look, you talked the big game about Houston in your opening press conference, and in the biggest game of the year, you did what you did. I don't even know where to start. Like, Jeremy, if we do trade away a lot of salary, I don't even know how much Ray Davis and company would be planning on spending. I really don't. It's hard for me too, Ethan. I just don't think that the Rangers are going to be in the rental business. Arise, I know still even today, this morning, there was a report still linking the Rangers to Luis Arise. Who knows? Maybe, but it's hard for me to see it. Do I think they will start preparing for a lockout? In so many ways, yes. And to be honest, it makes business sense to not be responsible for the big contracts heading into a lockout year. Like, you might have to pay Jacob deGrom and Nathan Eovaldi their full pay. You may have to be saddled with the contract there in a shortened year. You might not even get the full season with those guys. That to me is a tough one. It's a tough one. Manager and coaching is 100% the issue. Nah, I can't say managing and coaching is 100% the issue. It's definitely a majority, I think, or at least, let me say this, a small majority, if that makes sense. I think that you can for sure blame Skip, blame coaching, but it's roster construction, I think. I actually think more than anything, it's roster construction. After next year, yes, after 2027, both of them. Although deGrom has a club option, McJ, for $20 million. So deGrom's making more than $20 million right now, but deGrom has a club option for 2028. And I think that club option, if you pay him $20 million in 2028, he's yours. I don't know if the Rangers would be interested in doing that, and not sure if really any team that hypothetically acquires deGrom would be interested in doing that either. We'll keep going here. We're at about maybe 10 minutes left in the show, something like that. Hey, good news. Tomorrow night, ESPN, Monday Night Baseball, and just our luck, we get to face Logan Webb. Just gets better and better, doesn't it? Logan Webb tomorrow on Monday Night Baseball for the Rangers. It just gets better and better, baby. Logan Webb, Merry Christmas, Merry early Christmas. You just got swept by the Astros. Now go play Logan Webb on national TV. Just to give us a couple kicks while we're down. All right. I don't even know if Webb has any numbers. We don't have a starting pitcher announced, by the way. Feels like, isn't it a Cal game? Probably a Cal Quantrill game, right? I mean, I don't know. I know Jordan Montgomery's doing another rehab start. I don't think Cody Bradford's ready. So Cal Quantrill game, right? Watch Arise get traded to us during the game tomorrow. That would be convenient, Jackson. That would be convenient. Just Arise, change dugouts, baby. If we trade someone big, am I going to go live? Ethan, I'm going to try. I hope a lot happens tonight because tomorrow I got some things going on, work and then some family stuff. I'm going to go live tomorrow for the game. That's a given. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do some emergency pods unless it happens tonight. So if something crazy happens, I will hop back on tonight and we will talk about it. If you want a place where you can vent it out, share your thoughts, I'm happy to hop on and provide that. You give my take as well. But if it happens tomorrow, I'll post about it, but I don't know if I'll be able to do an emergency pod until probably maybe late afternoon. And by that time, it's already probably going to be pretty close to game time, right? We'll see. See what I can pull off. Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers feel primed to win it all anyways. I do agree. Skip talking, by the way, so I'm going to pause real quick.
Yeah. High leverage moment right there with Jock Peterson on deck. You know, I know it's tough. I get it. Todd's been a really good umpire for a long time. But that moment is a big call, crucial call. It's got to get right. And I felt like it was a chance to make a difference in the game with Jock on deck, or, arguably our hottest hitter, with bases loaded, and take a chance. But it's hard. I get it. And so it felt like it was to state my case.
The bats went cold this road trip, especially in some critical moments, especially with guys on base. Just what did you notice the past 6 days as compared to what we saw in that last homestand?
Well, Tampa did a really good job against us. They're in first place for a reason. They shut down our offense when we were feeling really good about ourselves, and unfortunately kind of carried over here in Houston. Then a combination of things that happened here. Rocker really good today, I thought. Gives a chance to win, but there's just a lot of traffic for the other side on with runners in score position. It felt like almost every inning there was a guy on second base, and they capitalized. So our offense struggled a little bit this road trip, and unfortunately the Houston offense was clicking.
The results of the last 6 games are also magnified just by the time of year. So how do you put this 1-5 stretch into perspective for the guys actually in the clubhouse?
Yeah, I don't. Again, I've said it before that we're trying to win each day. The trade deadline and all that stuff is for the front office and that type of thing. The guys in the clubhouse, we're trying to win, each day, each series. But it was a challenging road trip. Unfortunately during this stretch, and we're going to have to get right at home.
Thanks, Skip.
Thank you.
The big thing that I notice from Skip, just what comes to mind, is you had this sentiment with the front office. You had this sentiment with even the coaching staff. If we could just get everybody healthy at the same time. And I know that they are missing Josh Young. Maybe Josh Young makes a difference. Maybe the bat makes a difference. I would probably tend to err on the side of, I think the Rangers still lose even with Josh Young playing. We'll never know. And, if there's some people out there clinging to that, God bless you. But I definitely am not sitting around thinking, man, if we just had Josh Young, we would have won this series. If we just had Josh Young, we would have won today. And that's no disrespect to Josh. I think it's actually more of a realistic picture of where the team is at. Like it's not one bat away, right? Like it's not just one bat away. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. Like it's more than Young. And so I do know that that's probably going to be a talking point by somebody, whether it's CY, whether it's Skip, whether it's, some of the toxic positivity that's out there. I hope that makes sense. I'll be happy to explain the term, but I just don't think that this team is just one bat away, man. Speaking of being one pitcher away, I mean, how about Kumar Rocker out pitching DeGrom and Eovaldi? I know Kumar's not perfect and he wasn't like on point per se, but how about Kumar Rocker out pitching DeGrom and Eovaldi, man? Hey, EL, I appreciate that, man. I'm going to take that as a compliment. I really am. You know what? We got some Astros fans hanging out, of course, giving a tough time. Look, y'all enjoy it. It's a long stretch to the finish line. It's not looking good for the Rangers, though. That is for sure. It is not looking good for the Rangers right now. But look, regardless of the result, appreciate you guys hanging out. Seriously. Enjoy the win. Enjoy the win. You guys earned it. Astros earned it, man. I don't walk away from this series like, oh man, we just didn't get the fortunate breaks. Like even that bad call that Skip got ejected on, I don't even feel like, oh man, we would have won the game if that call gets made correctly. Does anybody else? I mean, I don't know if I'm alone in that, but I don't sit here thinking, man, if that Nicky Lopez at bat goes differently, we win this game. I think, if they make the correct call there, maybe Jock comes through, but then the bullpen maybe melts down and we end up losing the lead anyways. I don't even feel convinced in my mind, even if the Nicky Lopez at bat gets called differently, there's some kind of crazy, super opposite outcome here. I feel like it's probably somewhere along the same lines. Hey, what's good, man? Time to get rid of DeGrom, Evaldi, and Seager. Washed, always hurt, don't need to be on the team anymore. I think that if you put those guys next to, other players, you're definitely still thinking, man, those guys can produce and probably produce better than a lot of big leaguers. But for what they're getting paid, it's very disappointing. We were kind of talking about that the other day. It's more than just that you're getting this decline in production from Evaldi and DeGrom and Seager. It's that you're paying them so much. You're paying them so much to not produce well for you. And it happens in a baseball season, but the Rangers just don't have margin for error, man. They just have no margin for error. All right, y'all, tomorrow. Again, we talked about this. Giants, Rangers. Rangers have not announced a probable starter. I'm sure they're waiting until after the trade deadline, but I'd imagine probably going to end up being, Cal Quantrill. Mackenzie Gore might be in line. I think Mackenzie Gore might actually be in line, right? Gore was on Wednesday, so that would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it probably should be Mackenzie Gore tomorrow night, but we'll see what they do with the trade deadline. That could be an interesting guy. Mackenzie Gore maybe getting traded. Look, I don't think anything's off the table. I really don't. I don't know if Gore has any value. That's an interesting one. We'll see what happens. But look, if the Rangers do make a big trade tonight, I'll try my best to hop on, do an emergency pod. Would love to talk it through with you guys if you're able to hang out. Otherwise, you can always catch it on the replay. All of my shows that I do live like this are all posted to YouTube. So for all y'all on TikTok, for all you guys on Instagram, and I think Facebook keeps them for a little while. And I know obviously YouTube does it, but definitely can check it out on the replay too. We'll make sure that we are available as best we can be. We will be live again tomorrow night around the 8th or 9th inning of the Giants game. We're going to finish out the season strong. I always do, but it would be a lot more enjoyable if we were talking about wins rather than what happened this past weekend. We keep rolling. Evan Grant put out a tweet not to expect anything big. Yeah, I mean, Evan can say that, but you just never know, right? I mean, the beats can say what they want to say, but you just never know. All the information Evan gets, it could be spot on, but something could change between now and when he posted that. And, whatever. Nothing's going to surprise me. Nothing is going to surprise me. If I'm the Rangers, you're definitely selling off some players, probably not full fire sale, but you're selling off some players. We'll see. It's going to be a very interesting 24 hours. This team could look a lot differently the next time we're talking here tomorrow night. That is going to be very curious. And we'll get those notifications on, right? I got the Jeff Passan notifications ready to go. We'll see what happens. But look, I appreciate all you guys coming to hang out. Thank you so much for showing up, even on the games like this where the team just totally lays an egg. But that's why we're not fair weather fans here at Ride on Rangers. Diehards, we're sticking with this team, rain or shine, baby. And right now it's raining. Hopefully we get some sunshine this next week. Be fun to get back home and go on a little run, regardless of what happens at the deadline. it is wild when you just think, man, the Rangers are a six-game win streak, 7-game win streak away from being right back in the thick of things. But obviously the prospect of them actually doing that feels very distant. Very distant. All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your Sunday. We'll have a video out to you guys later tonight. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing that. I appreciate it. Don't take any support for granted. Thank you to the people that gave gifts today, hung out the whole show, liked, commented, shared, all that. We really appreciate it. And look, we'll be back again tomorrow night, 8th or 9th inning for the Giants game. Monday night, ESPN baseball, by the way. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.